You're listening to the Life Coaching Secrets Podcast, episode number 65. Did you know that life coaches are needed now more than ever? I'm Frank Macri, founder of Thriving Coach Academy. I've trained over 1,000 coaches and helped them launch their own successful coaching businesses. If you want to make an incredible income and impact as a coach and have a lot of fun doing it, I'll show you exactly how to get it done. This is Life Coaching Secrets. What's up, coaches? In this episode, I'm going to talk about how to sell coaching in a consultation. This is going to be juicy. I'm going to talk about how to dig deep on those consults, everybody. So first of all, what is a consultation and why are they even important? A consultation is a 1-hour phone call that you have with a potential client. And in that phone call, the purpose is to help people get clear about what they want and the costs of them not having what they want, and then also help them make an empowered decision. All right, so the consultation, it is a sales call because there is a selling that will happen on the call, and that is you will be inviting them to work with you. Now, a lot of coaches get very stressed and nervous and anxious when it comes to having their consultations. And inside the academy, we make this so incredibly simple for our coaches because we give them a template that lays out step by step exactly what questions to ask on that consult so you can have an authentic, encouraging, inspiring conversation and not be icky, weird, gross, and salesy on that call. Okay? So there is a way to do it. And in this episode, I'm going to give you some big picture things to consider as you're having your consults. So that way you look forward to them rather than dread them. Okay? So one of the ways that I see a consultation is I see a consultation as more than just a sales call. Okay? I see it as a sacred call where I am creating a container for someone to transform their life. Okay, because for someone to decide to get on a phone call with you and talk about their goals and their dreams and their struggles, that is very intimate. And there are very few moments in our lives where we open up to someone and we talk about our goals and we talk about what we want our life to be like. For many people, this will be perhaps the first time ever or in a very long time that they're talking to someone about something in their life that they want to change. And this is why a consultation is very sacred. It's something that you want to cherish and you want to realize that it's a huge deal for someone to simply spend an hour on the phone with you, regardless of the outcome of that phone call. These are really special conversations. So if you feel icky and weird and just like, you're not enjoying the consultation, I want you to really think about how sacred and special this conversation is, regardless of the outcome. Now, when you're having a consultation, the most important things that you want to uncover with your potential client is, first of all, what is it that they want to change in their life? What is the problem that they'd like to resolve? Okay, it has to be very clear to them what the problem is and what is the impact of them letting that problem continue to go unaddressed in their life. Okay, so what is that problem and what would the impact be if they let that problem go unaddressed in their life? Now, this is important for you to know because it's going to help you know exactly what they need coaching on when they hire you or when they join your program. It's also going to help them realize exactly what it is that they'd like to change in their life. The next thing you want to get clear with your clients, your potential clients, is what is it they want? What's on the other side of that problem? So what is their vision? What is their dream? When that problem goes away, what possibilities do they see opening up for them? All right, so you want it to be really clear for your client what is the solution that they're looking to have. What is it that they want most, okay? And then after you uncover what they want, then you want to get clarity on why now. So why is now the time for them to solve this problem, for them to get support on it? Why is now the best time to work on this versus waiting, versus holding off, versus letting things continue as they are? So one of the questions that I love asking on a consultation, and I encourage our coaches to ask their potential clients, is the question, if nothing were to change for you a year from now, what would that be like for you? If nothing were to change for you a year from now, then what would that be like for you? Now, that question helps people get very clear on why they're not willing to let things get to that point, why clearly they're going to want to make change now if they want to avoid that bad thing from happening. So it's going to help their desire become even stronger, okay? And ultimately, that is something that really, I used to hate asking that question because I thought it was making someone feel uncomfortable when I'd ask them that question. But now I realize that discomfort is really important. It's really important that someone really connects to that discomfort, because that discomfort is going to help them make a decision to avoid the long-term discomfort that they'll experience if they don't get help, okay? So when you go through that consultation, you get clarity and summary on what is the current problem that they're struggling with and the impact it's having on them. What is the thing that they most want and the possibilities they see that opening up? Then why is now the time for them to get support? Why is now the time for them to start making a change and starting to turn this ship around? Okay, those are the three most important pieces of goals that you want to extract on those consultations. And it's going to require that you ask a lot of questions, but not all questions are created equally. And that's why we give all of our coaches in the academy right away, they get a whole entire consultation template so they know exactly how to navigate that call, okay? So then after you have that conversation, there's going to be a time in the call where you will explore their decision on working with you. All right. You will explore their decision on working with you, and you will help them decide on whether or not they want to work with you. Now, one of the biggest mistakes that coaches make is they send their client off at the end of a consult to go think about the decision and just come back to them whenever they've thought about it. And a lot of coaches do this because it's very comfortable, and they want to avoid having their client decide on the call because they feel like they're being very pushy if they do that. So I want to talk about this word pushy a little bit, and I want to break it down for you, because if you are afraid of being pushy, then we need to look at why that is and why that might not be the worst thing in the world if you're ever pushy with someone on a consult, okay? So I have a podcast episode called, what is it called? Oh, Positive Pressure. Okay, so if you want to have a little bit more insight into the benefits of pressure in our life, then I invite you to listen to episode 10, which is called Positive Pressure. I think that's a really important concept for you to understand. Now, have you ever heard the expression, it takes pressure to make a diamond? It takes pressure to make a diamond. So not all pressure is bad, okay? And a way to understand that when it comes to a consult is that when you push someone, not every form of pushing is bad, all right? So if you're ever afraid of being pushy, you've got to ask yourself the question, what am I pushing that person towards, okay? Because if you are pushing someone towards something you want, that's the Icky Gross kind of pushing that we never recommend and we don't want you to do, because that leaves someone feeling disempowered, or that leaves someone making a decision that might not be in their best interest. However, if you are pushing someone towards the life of their dreams, towards something that will benefit them, towards something that they want, that is a good kind of pushy. That's the kind of pushy that you want to have. You want to push people towards a decision that's going to support them. You want to push people towards getting what they most want from their life. And you also want to push people to believe in themselves, right? So though there are many ways when being pushy might actually be a very good thing. In fact, it is necessary that you are pushy in some ways on a consultation. It is necessary. Even when you're working with your clients and they've hired you, it is necessary that you push them a little bit and you challenge them in your sessions. So if you are afraid of being pushy in general, if you never want to be pushy, then that just means that you want to keep people comfortable all the time. And if you want to be a great coach, your job, as we tell all of our coaches this on day one, it is not your job as a coach to make your clients comfortable. That is the opposite of what coaching is. That is coddling. You are not being hired to coddle your clients. You're being hired to coach them. Coaching creates discomfort for people because they are stretching themselves. They are growing. They are pushing themselves to their limits, to new potentials in their life. So when you're on a consult, there will be pushing that's going to happen. This is the good kind of pushing, when it's pushing towards someone to believe in themselves and pushing someone to get what they most want. Okay, that is the good kind of pushing. So whenever you're thinking, is it okay to push someone on a client? You've got to ask yourself, well, in what way am I pushing this person? Now, of course, you can't force anyone to do anything. You can't force someone to make a decision about hiring you on the call. But what you can do is you can examine their decision-making as much as possible so they can make an empowered choice, so they can make the most empowered choice. It is in their best interest for you to do that. It's in their best interest for you to examine their decision-making and the concerns that they're having about working with you, their thoughts about it, their resistance to it, their hesitation about it. It is essential that you examine that and leave time in your consultations to examine that. You only need 60 minutes for a consult. So you're going to devote a good chunk of your consultation to examining what's coming up for them around their decision to work with you. And you just want to see what their thoughts are and dig around a little bit to make sure that they are making an empowered choice. Now, if you don't push at all in a consult, if you just think pushing is bad, period, you become a pushover. And this is a lose-lose. When you become a pushover, they don't work with you. You let their fears win, so they also don't get what they want, because they're booking that call for a reason. They're not booking their call the call with you just to chit-chat. They're booking a call because there's something they want to change in their life. There's a result that they would like to have that they don't have, and it's causing them pain and it's causing them stress. So by you not pushing at all in that consultation, by you not challenging your client to examine their decision-making and really look at what's getting in their way of deciding, right, then you are allowing their fears to win. And that is going to keep them exactly where they are. So they don't get what they want, and you don't get what you want, which is to work with this person and help them. Okay? So you're never pushing someone to do something they don't want, but you do want to push people to do things that they do want and things that will bring them closer to getting what they want. All right? So if you hate the idea of selling, if you think, oh, I just want to do the coaching, I don't like the whole selling thing, talking about money and I just want people to show up and like click a buy button on my website, then I have news for you. You have got to realize that coaching and selling are all the same thing. Selling is coaching and coaching is selling. So if you hate selling, then you hate coaching. I have to break it to you, but I got to. Because what is coaching? Coaching is shifting someone's thinking so they create new results in their life. What do you think selling is? Shifting someone's thinking to create new results in their life. It is the exact same thing. The only difference is that someone is transacting money to you in that process. So you can't love coaching and hate selling. That is a paradox. That's an oxymoron. You can't love coaching and hate selling. Okay? If you hate selling, you also hate coaching. If you love selling, you also love coaching. All right? So I want to be really clear. When I say being pushy, I'm not talking about forcing someone to buy something they don't want to buy. That's not what selling is. That is manipulation. If you're forcing someone to do something they don't want to do, that is manipulation. That is not what selling is. Selling is about inspiring someone to make decisions that move them forward. Inviting someone to make a decision that's going to open up their life to new possibilities. Now, one of the common things I hear coaches say when they are having consultations and they are noticing that their clients on those consultations, when they talk about their problems, coaches start to feel pity for their potential clients. They think, wow, they're really going through such a struggle. I don't know if I should charge them to work with me because I don't want to put their life in a more unfortunate situation. So you think that because they're going through a bad challenge, them working with you and paying for you is going to make their life worse. You've really got to look at that. Do you really believe that you're going to make their life worse by working with you? No, because they have a bad challenge in their life, because they're stressed, that is more reason why they need your coaching. So when they're on a consult, they are supposed to talk about stress in their life, right? When they talk about that, that doesn't mean that you back down and you go, oh, well, I should just let them go. I don't want to charge them any money because I'm just going to make their life worse. That is more of a reason why they need your coaching when they have big challenges. So sometimes I'll hear our coaches say, I feel bad, I feel guilty about charging a client because their life is already in a terrible place. You would not have that belief if you truly saw your client as a hero. So when you hear your clients, your potential clients on the consult, and they talk about their struggle, it is very important that you see them as a hero who is at a turning point in their journey, not as a victim who's hitting a wall. Your clients are having this consultation with you because they are at a turning point in their life. What if your consultation with them is the turning point? It's the moment where everything is going to turn around. It's the moment where things are finally going to start getting better. All they've got to do is hire you and get started. Now, one of the things I want you all to consider as well is the difference between long-term and short-term discomfort. So, when they hire you, there's going to be short-term discomfort. For many clients, there's going to be the short-term financial discomfort of making the investment. That's going to bring up discomfort for people. But in the long term, they will experience a net positive result because they're getting coaching from you. Their life is improving. They are getting the results they want to get. They are getting rid of the challenges and problems and stress that they have. So there is short-term discomfort, which is okay, but there's long-term. But there's no long-term discomfort, okay? There's short-term discomfort, but no long-term discomfort, okay? If they don't hire you, they will continue having both short-term and long-term discomfort. Are you following me here? Because they're already uncomfortable. Their life is already full of stress. They already have discomfort. They are already struggling. So if they don't hire you, they're just going to continue having discomfort. Therefore, it gives a net positive result of them hiring you. So are you willing to allow your clients to experience short-term discomfort knowing that they are going to get a long-term positive net result from working with you? Okay, your clients, when they work with you, sometimes people have this belief like spending money should be a positive experience. That's not always the case. Sometimes spending money is very scary. Like a lot of our students, when they enroll in the academy and they're on their admissions call, they know that becoming a coach is going to up-level their life and transform all of their goals and dreams, and they're going to make money from becoming a coach. But it's still uncomfortable. There's still discomfort from sometimes making the investment, just doing that, right? So when that happens, our team and I, we don't just say, oh, wait, you're uncomfortable? Well, you should come back when you feel comfortable. We say, no, your discomfort is normal, right? It would be weird if you didn't have some kind of discomfort. So that discomfort is just the currency that someone pays to create the life of their dreams. Discomfort is just the currency people pay to create the life of their dreams. So if they're uncomfortable about hiring you and spending the money, that doesn't mean anything's gone wrong. Now, that's very different from someone not having comfort about working with you because they don't want to work with you, because they don't want coaching. That's very different. If someone doesn't want coaching or they don't want to work with you, then wish them the very best and hope that they find the support that they're looking for. But if someone wants to work with you, they want to get support, they want coaching, and they're uncomfortable about investing in coaching, that is completely normal, right? Any kind of change is going to bring up discomfort, but not all change is bad. Change is necessary if we want to start growing, being out of our comfort zone, having new results. So an important question for you to ask yourself as you are preparing for your consultations, so that way you feel amazing about them, is the question, how is your coaching going to make their life extraordinarily better? How will your coaching make their life extraordinarily better? Very important for you to have that awareness, so that way when they're experiencing the short-term discomfort of hiring you, you remember the long-term net positive results that they're going to get. Another question for you to consider is, what is the cost that their current challenge is having on them? What is the cost that their current challenge is having on them? That's why you want to explore that question with them on the consult, so that way they understand it for their awareness, but also you understand it for your awareness. That them keeping their life as it is having a tremendous cost on their life. And the cost that it's having on them, as long as that cost is greater than the cost of them hiring you, then they will say yes, and you will work with them, you will get paid, and you will help transform their life. So you must realize that the cost of them not working with you is so much greater than the cost of them working with you. Let me say that one more time. The cost of them not working with you and continuing to stay stuck in their struggle is so much greater pain than the cost of them working with you. Okay, and one of the reasons why is because when people get coached, they become empowered and resourceful, right? They become more resourceful. So a lot of people go on to make more money after they hire a coach because they become more resourceful and creative, and they show up to their life with more leadership and more awareness. Doesn't matter what kind of niche or focus area you might put your coaching business into the world as, people end up generating more in their life, more time, more money, more energy when they get coaching, because they are better resourced. They are better resourced at knowing how to utilize their brain and their thinking to get any kind of result they want in their life. Okay? So if you feel bad for pushing someone to work with you, ask yourself again, what are you pushing them towards? Something they want or something you want? Okay, your potential clients, they are going to have hesitation and concern and fear. That's normal whenever we make a change, whenever we transform our life. You want to push their fears out of the way that's preventing them from making a powerful decision on that call. Do whatever you can to push those fears out of the way that is preventing them from making a powerful decision on the call. Now, one of the coaches that I've trained, she said, well, what I don't want most is to come across as inauthentic. Okay? Well, here's what you can do about that. You can express your honest intentions with your client. Okay? So you might think, I don't want this person to think that I'm just trying to convince them to work with me, or all I care about is them working with me. I totally appreciate you, coaches, for not wanting to be unauthentic. So the solution is simple. Express your honest intentions with the client. Let them know that you're going to push them because you care about them. You're not pushing them because you want them to pay you. You're pushing them because you care. That is the most important thing. So you might say to a potential client at the beginning of a consult, listen, client, I want to support you in making a decision that's going to move you forward, even if that is a scary or an uncomfortable decision. Because sometimes the scariest decisions that we make are also the most transformational. So my goal in this call is not to push you to be a yes. Rather, it's to inspire you to make the best decision that's going to move you forward. Does that sound fair? Now, if you were to say something like that to a potential client at the beginning of a call, don't you think they'd appreciate that, and they'd know where you are coming from? They'd know exactly who you are, who you're being, the authentic you, your honest intentions, right? Now, another reason why it's so important to help your clients make that decision on the call is because when you leave someone with a decision that's open, when we have open decisions in our life, this is something that drains our energy. It is a disservice to keep someone with an open decision loop. Think about all the things in your life that you're thinking about, that you're not really sure on. The more things in our life that we keep open, the more decisions we keep open and unmade, the more energy that drains, that keeps power away from us, that prevents us from moving forward. So when you're able to help someone make a decision, you are helping them generate power to move forward in their life. Now notice, I'm not saying help someone say yes. You're not pushing someone to a yes, you're pushing them to a decision, because it is so much more empowering for someone to be an authentic yes or an authentic no than for someone to be a maybe or an I'm not sure or an I need to think about it or well, let me get back to you. All of those are examples of open decisions which are disempowering. Okay? So that's what I got on how to rock your consultations, how to sell coaching in a consultations, and dig deep. Thanks for listening to this episode. Dig deep on those consults, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye. Hey, would you like access to powerful coaching tools you can use on yourself and clients right away? For being a listener of the podcast, I'm giving you a VIP guest pass to get a sneak peek into my coach training program. Inside, you'll learn our coaches' secret tool they use to transform their clients' lives. And you'll also get a training on how to launch a coaching business. Just head over to www.thrivingcoachacademy.com/VIP to get started. I'll see you on the inside.